All right, let's talk about something huge. The idea that your financial reality, what's actually in your bank account, starts right here, in your mind. Today, we're going to break down how to build smart wealth habits, not just to get by, but for a whole new generation of creators and builders across the African continent. Let's get into it.
So let me start by asking you something. I want you to think back. What was the money story in your house when you were a kid? Was it something you talked about openly? Or was it, this big source of stress, kind of mysterious? For so many of us, the lessons we learned about money weren't really lessons at all. They were just feelings and habits passed down.
Does this one sound familiar? Yeah, it's a classic. Phrases like this, or maybe you heard rich people are greedy. They taught us that money is hard to get, that it's scarce, maybe even that it's a little bad. And these aren't just little sayings, They're the actual seeds that grew into our financial mindset.
And this right here brings us to what we can call the mindset gap. All those old stories, those beliefs we inherited, they created this huge gap. A gap between what we were told to do, go to school, get a good job, and what we really needed to know, which was how to manage and grow money once we actually started earning it. We were taught to chase it, to fear it, but not to master it.
And this is really the heart of the problem. The financial education most of us got was all about survival, paying the bills, making it to the end of the month. It was all defense. But building real wealth, that requires offense. It requires a proactive game plan for growth, and that is a totally different sport.
So the big question is, how do we bridge that gap? Well, it all starts with a conscious choice, a decision to shift from a mindset of limits to one of pure possibility. It's really about changing the questions you ask yourself about money. It's about moving away from the word can't and embracing the powerful, creative question, how?
Just look at the difference here. It's night and day. The poverty mindset is so passive. It just accepts things. I can't afford it is a dead end. It's a full stop. But now look at the wealth mindset side. Asking, how can I afford it? That's a starting gun. It kicks your brain into gear, forces you to hunt for solutions, to see opportunities, and to believe that you can actually create value to get what you want.
So let's just define this clearly. The wealth mindset isn't about wishing on a star or some kind of magic thinking. No, it's the core belief that wealth is a skill. It's something you can build methodically, piece by piece, through discipline, smart planning, and, this is the most important part, by focusing on how you can create real value for other people.
Okay, having a new mindset is the foundation, absolutely. But you can't build a house with just a foundation. You need tools. So let's shift from the what to the how. This is your practical toolkit. We're about to walk through 7 habits you can start like today to turn that new mindset into actual real-world results.
I want you to think of your finances like an engine. For that engine to run smoothly, powerfully, all the parts have to work together. These 7 habits, tracking, saving, budgeting, investing, they're like the gears in your own personal wealth engine. When you get them all spinning in sync, you create this incredible, unstoppable momentum. And the fuel for the whole thing? That's the last one. Never stop learning.
Let's zoom in on budgeting. The 50-30-20 rule is just a brilliant, simple framework. 50% of your income goes to your absolute needs. 30% is for your wants, the fun stuff. And then a non-negotiable 20% goes to your growth. That's your savings and your investments. And look, to even do this, you have to track your spending first. You just can't manage what you don't measure. Simple as that. It's all about discipline, not about being perfectly rigid.
Now you want the real game changer? Here it is, automation. You set up automatic transfers from your main account to your savings and investment accounts the day you get paid. You pay your future self first. It takes all the emotion and willpower out of it. And this is how you tap into the magic of compounding. By investing early and consistently, your money starts making its own money, creating this snowball that just grows and grows over time. That's the power of starting now.
As you're building wealth, you've also got to protect it. And a huge part of that is understanding the difference between good debt and toxic debt. Good debt helps you buy an asset that can grow, like a loan for a small business. Toxic debt, that's borrowing for stuff that you just consume. It is a massive wealth drain. This discipline also helps you avoid that trap of lifestyle inflation, where you earn more so you spend more. Instead of upgrading your car, you upgrade your investments. You focus on building more income streams, not more monthly payments.
What's so amazing is that this personal journey you might be starting, it's happening inside a much, much bigger story. So let's zoom out for a second and look at the bigger picture, because your individual success is part of a massive financial revolution that's sweeping across the continent as we speak.
So, the first piece of this puzzle is technology. For generations, traditional banking was like this fortress, impossible for many people to get into. But now, fintech is like a tidal wave, just smashing down those old walls, making financial tools accessible to millions of people for the very first time. And at the heart of that wave is mobile money. We're talking about putting a bank into literally millions of pockets. This isn't just about convenience. Platforms like M-Pesa in Kenya didn't just change payments, they rewired the entire economy from the ground up, empowering small businesses and individuals in ways that were just unthinkable a decade ago.
And finally, you have the human engine that's driving all this change. It's this new generation of young, hungry entrepreneurs. They're the ones rewriting the rulebook. They're not waiting for permission from old institutions, no way. They are out there building the future right now, creating solutions that are completely changing the continent's financial story.
And look, this isn't just a nice idea. It's happening on the ground. You see it in Kenya with M-Pesa. You see it in Nigeria, where fintechs are reaching the unbanked at an incredible rate. You see it in innovation hubs from Accra to Kigali, where young people are literally teaching each other the skills they need for this new digital future. It's real.
And this shift totally changes what wealth even means anymore. It's not just about land or physical things. Today, wealth is created from ideas, from digital platforms, from information. In this new economy, knowledge itself is the ultimate currency. Okay, so we've talked about the mindset shift, the practical habits, the huge continental revolution, and that can feel like a lot. I get it. But your journey, it doesn't start with all that. It starts with one single step. So let's bring it right back down to you and what you can do the second this is over. Here are 3 things you can do immediately. First, break the taboo. Start talking about money with your friends, your family. Let's normalize this conversation. Second, become a student of the game. Get educated, read, listen, learn. And third, and this one is so important, find a mentor. Find somebody who's already where you want to be financially and learn everything you can from them. It will save you years of mistakes. Man, let that quote sink in for a second. For way too long, being quiet about money was seen as being humble or polite. But that silence, it doesn't serve anyone. It just keeps people trapped. Going after financial knowledge isn't about being arrogant. It's an act of liberation for you, for your family, and for your community. So I'm telling you right now, you have permission to want wealth. Not the greedy, hoarding kind of wealth. No, we're talking about purpose-driven wealth. Wealth that gives you options. Wealth that lets you lift others up, serve your community, and transform your little corner of the world. And let's end with this. At the end of the day, money is just a tool. The real goal, the ultimate prize, it's not the number in your bank account. It's the freedom that number buys you. The freedom of your time, freedom of choice, the freedom to build a life that truly has purpose. That is the real definition of wealth.